Alrighty. Let's get my microphone adjusted really correct here. So I thought we'd play some Dot Hack GU. I love the Dot Hack series. If you do not know what the Dot Hack series is about, it is kid plays an MMO. It's in the future a little bit, and he doesn't know what's going on. His friend's playing with him, and all of a sudden his friend gets hurt in the game, and the next day he goes to school. His friend's in a coma. So you start to find out that this game is connected to the real world, and the way it goes into the future, and it talks about news, it talks about technology, it does all this fun stuff, and it hooked me when I first played it just because it was mysterious. Now, an anime or game that's come out, mostly an anime that's come out that's like this, is Sword Art Online, which I do enjoy the first season of, and I haven't really enjoyed anything since. But to me, Dot Hack came first, even though there's like a thing saying that they wrote Sword Art first, but whatever. This was out before Sword Art. Sword Art's only come out recently, and this is such an amazing game. It's a little old. It's on a PS2, and they brought it for the PS4. So it's 4 games. We got Dot Hack GU Rebirth, Reminisce, Redemption, and then they added Recognition. So what's also interesting is that this game series... I did not have my Twitch chat up. I'm an idiot. There we go. That's fine. This game series... Let me stop casting for some reason. This game series actually started with 4 more PlayStation 2 games, but they were about the guy in the red cap that you see. His name's Kite. So it also spawned a TV show called Dot Hack Sign, which was on Toonami back in the day. And then this game series came out like an updated version, continuing the story. And then it had another anime go with it called Dot Hack Roots. Just very good. I wholeheartedly recommend it. But I've been wanting to play this game all the way through, so I thought I'd do a little streaming. So, here we go. So we're going to do a new game because I honestly don't cheat mode. No, I don't know. So I'm going to do normal for now. Maybe we'll cheat later. Got my sweet tea. So good. Music's good too. So what we're watching is you making a character. You the person. And the protagonist is a guy, so sorry ladies. So he's picking all the colors, what type he wants to be, his name. Choosing his class. And in this game, everybody plays this game. It's called The World. It's a very popular game. Now, there's been offshoots of other games until they start to come around. There's a little bit more. But millions of people play this. I don't know why my nose is running. So this would be like the OS screen for, like, say, the MMO. And it gives us the server we're on. And we're in the town. No, stop. So our character is just getting in the game for the first time. This is the work gate where you would start.
Whoa, this is cool. Hey.
Love
Hey,
those
you.
PS2 graphics.
You, the adept rogue. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you.
So these are supposed to be other real-life characters, just like my character.
I take it this is your first time playing this game.
It is.
Yeah. I just finished installing it to my PC.
Well, if you wish, we will be honored to show you around.
Huh?
I am sure you would like to become well acquainted as soon as possible.
Just say yes and come along with us. I promise you won't regret it.
All right, it is decided then. Here, I'll hand you my member address.
Member addresses are short email addresses that you can only use in the world. Short mail allows you to instantly send and receive messages from any player online in the world.
You can only invite people that you have member addresses for to join into your party.
All right, so let's open the menu.
All right, so they're teaching me how to play. So we're going to open the menu. Select party. No, that's not it.
This is a list of all the people who have a member address.
So I need to add them to my party. So it's sending a message, hey, join the party.
Let's have some fun.
I am honored to lend you my sword.
Okay, great. Now your party is complete. Remember, you can only invite people logged into the world.
Enough with the formalities. Should we go on to your first adventure?
Yes. So the save shop, we need to go over there. This teaches us how to save, and we're gonna save. Oh wow, I didn't know I played a couple times. I'm confused now. We're gonna save over 4. Because I don't know what those other ones are. Because I remember buying this game and I was excited and I played it and then I stopped. I got busy with stuff, so. If the preparations are complete, use the Chaos Gate to go on an adventure. You got it. Alright, let's go over here.
This is a transporter called the Chaos Gate. Players can use this to travel from the root town to other locations. Choose Warp menu.
Okay.
In the world, all locations except for root towns, fields, and dungeons are called areas.
You can warp to these areas by combining 3 words at the Chaos Gate.
These words determine the type of area, monster strength, and so on. All right, let's try out the word selection. Choose area word from the menu.
So what's really cool about this game, really cool, is these were preceded by 4 other games, and if you watch the anime Dot Hack Sign and played Dot Hack, there's Dot Hack, I think Rebirth's the last one. I'm trying to remember all the names of them, but I wish they'd make a remake of that. But if you watch the anime, they would say things like, let's go to a dungeon at Delta, flying, whatever. If you put that in, it's there, and usually there's something significant there. Something awesome. But even some sacred places or hidden places that you'd see in the anime or like clues to, you could go in here and there'd be little Easter eggs to go, hey, something's wrong, or hey, this was affected, and you're like, whoa, and it makes you just feel like it's connected. So it was really cool. But as of right now, we're going to find some area words here. Okay, I'm working on it.
This is where you input the words. The thing at the top is the word plate. You combine the 3 words in here to create the area you want to go. The gyro at the left of the screen shows your current stock of words. You can get more words by getting information from other players, emails, and forums.
Yeah, see, that was what was cool, was just that this game's generating levels based on certain keywords, and so you'd find like mysterious ones by putting certain ones together.
Okay, why don't you give it a try? Let's start with the first word. Choose courageous from your stock.
Technically, we only have courageous, so it doesn't matter what we pick. But here's the thing. Check this out. So this Courageous right here, it says area status. I think it says monsters 1, something whatever. But that one went to 3, that one went to 2, that went to 3, that one went to 4. So I'm going to pick one with a 4. Because it actually does change. Okay. Why did it change it? Okay, engaging. So, this will be... Hold on, I'm going to go back. Oh, I can't go back. So I'm going to do 4 again. Hold on. And this current level. It doesn't matter what we pick.
Okay.
So it's funny, all
Now
those things
you
I
can
put
go to
in
your first
didn't
area.
matter.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. See the mark left of the area word?
Yeah.
That's a server symbol. It indicates the server you're currently in. Right now, it's showing triangle for Delta. So, as you can see, we are all in the Delta server.
If it's a different server, you'll go to another area even with the same area word. Pay attention to the server symbol when invited to an area by a friend.
If you want to know more, just check out some of the forums. All right, then we're off to Delta Courageous Engaging Daydream.
So what they're talking about is that every root town is its own server. So we're on Delta right now, and it's a town. And that's how we access these dungeons from here. Sorry. There's like Delta. There's, I think Omega? I can't remember. It'll come to me in a little bit. But then, so you could put in the same keyword as here, and it's a different place. So, alright, so we're going to head there. Go on our first adventure with these nice people.
So, we've all been transported to a field.
Open your map to take a look at the layout.
Okay. I'm pressing it. Okay.
This is the area map. Use this screen to check current position, mission info, and any other information you may need.
So the mission details are
This is our mission.
collect the number of symbol fragments required for this area. Currently there is 0 out of 3.
Missions are basically, well, I guess they're sort of like our objective for the area. It looks like this is a collection mission.
We must collect 3 symbol fragments and make our way to the Beast Temple.
The symbol fragments are in treasure chests found on the altars. The altars are protected by monsters, so the only options are to open the treasure without being seen, or defeat the monsters first, then open the treasure.
These are the altar icons. I suggest we first head to each of these icons and open the treasure chests.
Now, this is the icon for the Beast Temple, which is our final destination.
Okay, now that we've confirmed what our mission is, let's be on our way.
So
Wait up, Asta. You forgot one more thing.
what did she forget? Oh yeah. So these things can return us to the town. They can also transport to different platforms, and you can replenish your HP. Excuse me. And skill
Okay,
points.
this time let's really get going.
Alright, we're going. So what's interesting is, so this place... I wish I could get rid of the map. But, for every map is different, so it's not always going to be collect the statues. It's going to be certain other things to do. But you always want to explore every area because there's sometimes secret little things. Alright, so there's some monsters over there. That's...
Nice. We found an altar already.
Okay, so we have to approach them without being seen. Okay, now we're close enough. We can press X for surprise attack.
belongs to me!
Once the battle begins, the battle area spreads out like this. The battle area is surrounded by the battle fence, so it's virtually impossible for anyone to escape.
The only way to escape from a battle is with an item called a smoke screen.
Asta and I don't have one right now, so Hey, you're You're not too bad.
Not so difficult.
So it's not letting me hold it down. Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, keep it up.
That's it. Just
So regular tap is X, combo attacks is X repeatedly, and a charge when holding down. Guard, and then item menu. Got it. Where'd he go?
Well, that's that, I guess.
So as you progress, you'll get better weapon skills and some other cool things, but it's very easy, the battling. It's more about kind of running in and getting your hits when you can. So we got one. That's the Beast Temple, so we want to go this way.
All right. I'll teach you about using skills to attack.
Here we go. So, I just want to look around. You always want to look around. Okay. Get this guy over here.
your life belongs to me.
So we
The
quick
regular
attack.
and combo attacks are just simply normal attacks. Skills enable you to do much more damage to your enemies.
So we're gonna get skills, but it has to build up. But it's not
Okay,
built up right now.
What you see here is the skill trigger menu. Do you see the 4 panels? You can press the button that corresponds to each panel.
Now try it out by using
All right.
the skill trigger. Is not just a shortcut.
It can also be used to stop enemy attacks, or it can be used to interrupt one of your own.
Aren't you forgetting something important? There is an even more important use for the skill trigger.
Of course I haven't forgotten. You're talking about Rengeki, right?
Rengeki is an advanced skill attack. Increases the amount of damage you inflict. To perform Rengeki, use your skill attack when an enemy is surrounded by a purple ring. So, we'll do it in a second. So nobody's got it yet. We'll see it. There it is. So, there's that ring. So we press R1. We do way more damage, so...
There you go.
Very well. Shall we let him play as he wishes?
That's a good idea. All right, Haseo. It's all up to you now.
Ogre sword! Not bad.
So yeah, the skill attacks are built up and you can use them, and they have like different helps for the battle and things like that. And Rengeki helps to give you more. Also, like there's a combo attack you can do with all 3 characters. Making sure this isn't. Yeah, this is the right way. Okay, I know how to get there. Thanks.
This'll be quick.
I like how my party members aren't helping. Oh, here they are. After I've done all the work. Alright, so we leveled up. So the symbols join together to make a statue, which we can now go take to the altar. It opened up. We can go inside now.
Yeah! Awesome job! All right. Let's finish off by heading for the Beast Temple.
Okay, now use the map to check your position, just like we taught you.
No. Don't make me do it. I know where to go. Thank you. What's cool also with this game, so this is supposed to be like a dungeon or an area, but you see there's weird pipes sticking out. There's some, like, what is that thing? Like, what is this thing in the sky? You can go there. You can go to this thing. So it's like, whoa, what? And there's even like legends of it and things like something shot from the sky. That's why it's there. Like, oh, you can go there and there's secret items there. So the game's really fun. It's pretty easy. It's back on the PS2. First thing I'm gonna do is heal up. Okay, or it won't let me heal up. So I'm gonna look around real quick. You always want to check because there is a grunty that is here, but he's not here. There's also spirits, these little things you can kick. So, anyway, we're going to go inside now.
This is a statue of Folset, the god of law. We just call it the Beast statue. But I think in the game's story, it's supposed to be an important god or something. You see that treasure box? That's the offering to the Beast statue. There's a rare item inside of that you can only get in this area.
Go ahead and open it, Haseo.
You sure? Go ahead. You're still a noob. You need all the help you can get.
You're still a noob. Alright, so the events that happen in this dungeon stop. Time's going to progress. During this time is when the anime Dot Hack Roots goes. And from there, at the end of Roots, is where we then come to the beginning of where we pick up for this game. So, just food for thought.
Thanks. What the?
The items in the treasure chest are your rewards.
Yes, and our reward is you.
I love taking out these pathetic noobs. It's really quite fun. Face it, an idiot like you isn't qualified to play this game.
Hey, hold on. I thought you said I could kill this one. Don't you remember? After all, this is my reward! Nice try, dear.
How pathetic.
Well, what do you expect from a noob who's just logged in for the first time?
Ugh, come on, say something already.
Hello?
I swear, just pretend to be their friend, and they fall all over themselves to let you PK them. Hey, you're still around, aren't you, kid? Huh? What the?
Welcome to the world.
So basically what has happened is those two killed my character. In certain MMOs, you can do what's called griefing or killing, or in this game they call it PK, which is player killing. This mysterious person came in, shot them, and revived us. Time has passed now with our character. This is what happens at the end of .hack Roots.
Please help me!
What an idiot. Ha!
The terror of death!
It's Aseo! The PKK!
What?
I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be that strong. I guess this means that the rumor about you killing 100 PKers wasn't a lie after all. Hey, come on, don't look at me like that. Here, let me apologize. So just take it easy, calm down, and die!
Do you know Tri-Edge?
What did you say?
He's a legendary PK shrouded in blue fire. They say players that get killed by him never come back to the game.
Huh? Oh, come on now. Don't tell me you actually believe that crap. Those old forum fairy tales. So, you think you can go up against me, the Great Bordeaux, and just walk away like nothing happened?
Yeah, I think I can.
So in Haseo's time that he's been gone, he's been hunting people that kill players, and he kills them, and he's gotten supremely strong. And he's looking for one called Tri-Edge.
So it's you. You, the character that stinks of death. The terror of death. You're the PKK, Haseo. Players who kill other players are disgraceful. And I agree it's terrible how PKs can just strut around the world so easily these days. But is it right that you PKKs have chosen to use brute force to stop them?
I don't have time for this. Not now.
You have no authority, and it earns you nothing. So why? I am the leader of Moontree's Unit 2. My friends call me Sakaki, and I'm afraid I cannot overlook your actions.
Did you say Moontree? What's that? The name of a guild? Sorry, Sakaki, but I've already got enough friends. Thanks.
Do you always interrupt people like that? You know, Sakaki wasn't finished talking to you yet.
Shino.
Atali, do you know this person?
No?
Atali.
It's not unusual to meet players with similar characters in an online game like this. Just a case of mistaken identity.
Hey, you. Why don't you just... Huh? A text message. Delta Hidden Forbidden Waterfall. Waiting at Arcade Keln. But who sent it? Ovan!
Just hold on a moment. Why don't you stop acting like a complete fool? Remember what you PKKs are trying to do. If you succeed, you'll be no different from the PKs themselves.
It's an odd narrative, but there are people in MMOs that do this type of thing. Like, don't kill people, and people are like, I do what I want, and people try to stop them, but they're hamming up a little bit for this because it's an anime type game.
Ovan!
It's been a long time, Haseo. Or maybe I should call you the Terror of Death. You've gotten quite strong. A lot stronger than you were back then.
Well, I was forced to become stronger, thanks to you. You, where have you been?
Haseo, always the reliable one. I knew I could count on you.
When the Twilight Brigade broke up, why didn't you come then? What have you been doing the last 6 months?
I was busy. It was such a small seed. I needed to find out what was growing inside. And there was only one way to find out. That's why I decided to raise it.
You raised it? What are you talking about, Ovan?
I'm speaking figuratively.
When you suddenly disappeared, we all just... Why did you disappear like that? After that, Shino...
Haseo, do you want to know about Tri-Edge?
Wait, you know Tri-Edge?
6 months now, and Shino hasn't come back to the world since Tri-Edge killed her. Meanwhile, the real-life Shino is lying in a coma, and no one seems to know the reason why. Tri-Edge, he is not a normal PK.
So you knew about Shino?
Yes, but that's all that I know. But if you were able to find Tri-Edge, you might learn something about Shino's coma. You may also learn more about what really happened that day. And if you were somehow able to defeat Tri-Edge,
then maybe Shino would come out of the coma.
If my information is correct, he will be back today at the scene of the crime.
The scene of the crime? You mean...
Delta Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. The place where Shino was killed.
The Whole Grand's Cathedral. Yes, finally. I'll get my chance. I swear I'll bring Shino back. I'll do it, Ovan!
Yes. You and I. We're the only ones who could possibly bring her back.
We're the only ones. Ovan?
I'll meet you at the Holy Ground. There are some things I must do.
So that address that he gave him, Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground, is very significant in the original anime, in the original games, and in this it's carried over, so it's very nostalgia-esque.
He will be back today at the scene of the crime.
Tri-Edge is coming here.
They say there used to be a statue of a girl here.
A girl?
That's right. She was called Aura.
I wonder, why'd she disappear?
Who knows? Maybe she just lost her interest. Lost hope for this world.
That's also referencing the first games. Aura was there, but
What's
she's
that sound?
She's a huge figure for this game.
Tri-Edge? You bastard! Damn. What the hell? What the hell are you? This guy killed Shino. It's not over yet!
So right now, our system is rebooting. So, what's interesting about all that just happened is the guy that we perceive as Tri-Edge, anyone that's played this game before, looks at it and says that's Kite. Kite was the protagonist of the main game. So what was cool is during the fight, the flashes of the sword or something on the suit of Kite, Kite's suit is red, but it would flash green because when he first joined the game, it was like a green suit. But then something happened to Kite, and a beam came out just like what happened just a second ago, and it rewrote Kite, and he changed. The move's called Data Drain. And what's happened is, supposedly, all people that know from the first game is think that that's Kite. It looks like him, but he's not talking. He's not saying anything. It's very weird. Why is he killing people? These are the things that we're going to try to find out as we play the game. But so far, this Tri-Edge person has just data drained us, and from what it looks like, rebooted us to level 1. It literally knocked us out. Now, the way this game is that this is supposed to be my computer screen, like if I'm playing the game. So it just rebooted, and we're wearing like an AV set above our head.
Huh? What the? I was fighting Tri-Edge. But then... Damn it, I can't remember. Huh? I don't remember doing that. Reformatted? What's going on? What about my emails?
So all the time that during the anime of Dot Hack Roots, he's got emails, he's got all this stuff, everything got reset. So it's a way for the player to start afresh on this game, which is fun. So these are what so we'll go to the emails real quick.
Huh? What the hell? I would never delete these. They're all gone. Even the emails I got from Shino.
So these would be his friends that he's made over the times. Would be like things he'd send to people. Everything's gone.
Everything's been reformatted. What the hell is going on? An email? Fine, let's take a look. Ovan?
There are two paths before you. One of these will lead to safety and shame. It's the path where you give up the world and never log in again. The other path leads you to peril and pride. It is a path where you continue the world and resume your search for the truth. Let me be blunt. The latter path is torturous, will threaten both your mind and body. Sorry. Once you've chosen it, there'll be no turning back. If you still choose to walk this path, there will come a time when you and I will meet again in the world. When that time comes, I will once again say this to you. Welcome to the world.
Trial and truth. Whether or not I should quit the world? You should know better, Ovan. I'm gonna go back to the world. And then I'm gonna get Shino back, no matter what.
Okay, so what I want to show us now is something that I really love about this game. We have a news ticker here in the community forums, and then these are all the cutscenes that we've watched so far from the game. We're going to go check out the news. Let's see. So this is a web series show called Salvador Ihara's Online Jack, and he goes through stuff. I'm trying to see what the date is here. It usually gives dates on things. Let's find out. We'll just start with this, but there's going to be little movies. Some things are reading stuff. Welcome to Online Jack, the No Holds Bars information program that brings you the hottest topics. And our reporter, Salvador Ahara, will bring you the dirt you want to know. And here's this week's target, Doll Syndrome. So, here's this video.
This is Salvador Ahara's Online Jack. We investigate the hottest controversies in today's news. The in-your-face, hard-hitting show. Welcome to Online Jack. Okay, get ready, all you netizens out there. Today's Jack target is Doll Syndrome. Have you heard of it? It's the mystery illness that's spreading like wildfire among grade schoolers. It causes verbal and mental defects that leave victims non-responsive. That's right, this disease turns children into lifeless dolls, oh no! But we'll fight back. To combat this earth-shattering crisis, we at Online Jack started an investigation. I, Salvador Ahara, will save the world! It's called Doll Syndrome, a truly mysterious illness. Some scientists tell us the cause is endocrine-disrupting chemicals, but what I want to showcase here is this book. Internet games are turning our kids into dolls. A warning about Doll Syndrome. Taiichiro Sugai, a professor from Takayama University, wrote the book and lives here. According to his book, Doll Syndrome's root cause is none other than online games. Online games. Famous games such as The World, perhaps. I love them too, but he says that online games and their more than 12 million participants all living out their virtual dreams are the cause. You'll remember that several years ago, the World game was found to be responsible for players being put into a coma. Could it be that it's also causing the dreaded Doll Syndrome? Are these online games nothing but a blight upon our society? If the professor feels that way, then let's see what he has to say. Let us begin the interview.
What do you want? You know how late it is?
Hey there, I'm the host of Online Jack, Salvador Ahara. I have a few questions about your book, Online Games Are Turning Our Kids into Dolls, a warning about Doll Syndrome. Can you believe this guy? Open up, Professor Sugai. We want to talk to you.
You've just come to make fun of my book, haven't you? Get away from here!
If you don't explain yourself on camera, sir, you'll make yourself look even more suspicious.
I don't have to explain myself. All I did was publish the results of my own independent research.
How you say independent research, but isn't it true that your sources themselves are questionable?
Not as questionable as you.
Well, then prove to us that your sources are credible. If you do, we won't bother you anymore, Professor.
Oh! Give me a break. Who would believe you? And another thing, I'm an associate professor.
Okay. Well, we were turned down by Associate Professor Sugai, but to follow our own independent research, we went undercover into the very elementary school that Sugai was investigating. This is the elementary school where Associate Professor Sugai was conducting his study on Doll Syndrome. Is a killer disease stalking the children of this ordinary elementary school? Let's take a look. Hey there, boys and girls. There's no need to fear. Salvador Ahara is here.
Who are you? We're in the middle of class.
Oh, what is this vision of loveliness that graces our presence? Hello, Senorita. You and I can save the world together. Viva Salvador!
Get out of here, you creep!
Here we are in the teacher's lounge. I haven't been to one of these since the days when I used to peep under girls' skirts.
If you want to film in here, you need to get permission first.
But the whole purpose of the show is it's undercover.
You entertainment people have no decency.
You're so beautiful when you're angry.
Stop that. What are you investigating?
Doll Syndrome. Miss Michiru Tajima, teacher of 4th grade class 1.
So that was the video where he does his investigation. So it says R2 breaks the 12 million mark. CyberConnect Japan announced today that its popular online game The World Revision 2 has sold 12 million copies worldwide. CC Corp's other products include The World, Fate Must Die, Person, and Kurukuru Michi. The World Revision 2 is an online game that sets players in a fantasy world where humans and beasts live together. Players become world-renowned adventurers and travel around killing monsters and discovering world secrets. As recently as a few days ago, shares in The World were on an all-time low due to the emergence of new developers. On top of that, The World was completely shut down after all the data was lost in a disastrous fire at CC Corp. Amid the chaos and compensation issues that resulted from these events, CC Corp announced the sequel, The World R2. Most people deemed it a desperate plea for attention, and many analysts declared that the Revision 2 would fail miserably. However, the figure shows today that, proven The World is popular as ever, CC Corp seems confident. Watch us overcome the problems we encountered on our previous title. It seems everyone will be watching The World for some time to come. Newscap should say. So this is giving a little bit of history of what happened at the end of the first... Dot Hack series of the games. So... Oh, whoops. I went too far. Other headlines. New space station nearing completion. It's been 5 years since the space station Evolution was completed, and the second station announced. The internal space station, built with the cooperation of America, Japan, the EU, Russia, and China, is finally nearing completion. Initially, it was slated for 2017. In contrast to the Evolution, which is currently being used as a space laboratory, the new space station is planned for use in construction of a moon base's exploration of Mars, search for extraterrestrial intelligence. So it's very interesting that this world they live in, what they're doing, and who's doing it. Let's watch the movie.
With the participation of Japan and many other countries, the International Space Station, slated for completion in 2017, is nearly done. As large as a soccer stadium, this fully manned facility will be used for various types of research in a deep space environment.
Some Nation news. Nation unified on citizen numbering system. The Administration Relations Bill has passed with a majority vote. With this, digitization of government approaches its final stages. Starting this month, all local servers managed by regional governments will be frozen, and all various ID rules used by self-governing bodies will be unified to federal government specifications. In addition, it will become required for all governing bodies to adopt a numbering system, and for all citizens to wear their own number at all times for administrative purposes. The system, introduced to speed up government process by conducting them online, is already being used in online banking, shopping, and other sites. By using a receiver placed in one's home, all Japanese citizens will be able to use their cell phones, mobile computers to access a variety of services from anywhere in the country. Yet in spite of this incredible conveniences we have today, the system has met with severe opposition. Recently, the Independent Japan Party won many seats in the lower house of the Diet because of their popular position to abandon the bill altogether. Calls for all political parties to discuss this bill are still continuing, and the problem has attracted a lot of media attention. Mr. Koji, chief editor of the weekly magazine NetWatcher, had this to say: "It is true that the system will make things very convenient when you compare the time when the bill was first approved to now. Encryption technology has made huge leaps. The NAB, the Network Administration Bureau, has been established, and some semblance of order has been brought to the internet. There are far few data leaks, and at first glance it would appear that there are no problems whatsoever. However, take a moment to think. In exchange for IT advancements, a more convenient lifestyle, we have been reduced to being defined by a 15-digit combination. This is no different from the ear tags placed on cows or horses to tell them apart. It's no wonder that people are so opposed to this degrading system. Despite all this, the system has made it through the legal process and will soon be a part of our lives. Will there ever come a day when we won't welcome it?"
The Online Administration Act received a majority vote of the ruling party, meaning the adoption of the citizen numbering system seems to be inevitable. As a result, the process of converting to an electronic government has overcome its final hurdle.
So that's what's going on in Japan, because that's where we're at. Some world news. Games to blame for juvenile delinquency. I'm a Hero. These are the words written on a sketchbook found in a young boy's school bag. The recent outbreak of juvenile delinquency is said to be the effect of video games, according to experts. Games have far better graphics compared to novels, and comics and games are interactive. It's easy for the children to see themselves as the protagonists of their favorite games. This is a dangerous phenomenon. For example, What would happen if the child were to play an extreme action game and he began to believe that he was the game's main character? He could possibly act in real life the same way he could in the game. It frightens me just thinking about the consequences of that. There are several cases of parents of both game influential assailants and their victims suing game companies, claiming that they are responsible for making their children into criminals or somehow responsible for their child's death. However, the game companies respond by saying, "We have implemented a perfectly good rating system for our games, and no one is allowed to buy them without proper identification." Perhaps the ones that are truly to blame are the parents who allow their children to buy such games. A friend of one of the victims had this to say: "You can't just blame the problem on one thing. It's more complex than that. Everyone involved is to share the blame. Game makers, parents, and even myself are no exception. We should all realize this and stop this pointless arguing. After all, it's not like arguing will help bring back what was lost." It's very interesting to see this because this is kind of something we've gone through here with our own video games and stuff like that. And this game came out a while back. And the arts. CyberConnect Japan announced a new model of MT2 micro monocle display. Has been developed as the next generation of head-mounted displays. Previous models have suffered from various imbalances such as high-performance technology and heavy, awkward helmet, or goggle types that were lacking in audio-visual capabilities. However, this new generation of HMD features all the comfort of light goggle display together with AV performance that outperform previous helmet types. It features a standard 1280 by 1024 full-color projection display, complete with transparency option, high-quality audio immersion thanks to its new Omnisphere system. Its default usage is monocle mode, a mode where the screen is displayed in only one lens, but it's capable of switching into double lens mode, allowing one to enjoy full immersion virtual worlds. Customer service is also excellent with irregular updates and complimentary software. I personally recommend the software, Automatic Board Interpretation. It allows you to select objects in front of you and provide easy access information about them. It's already been selected as the standard equipment for CC's Japan's online game, The World Revision 2. Plans for it to be used in other company projects are said to be in the works. It's a bit pricey, though, with suggested price of $420, but it's worth it. I can't wait for its release.
Display your world. For business or for entertainment, the new M2D Micro Monocle display now on sale. Once you're freed from your mobile, the net opens up in front of your eyes.
Again, also very interesting to see how this parallels our actual times. Tech news. New York and back in a day, ASST service begins. Or ASST service begins. Today marked the official launch of ASST, short for Advanced Supersonic Travel. Since the use of the Concorde was abandoned more than 10 years ago, Japan and Europe have cooperated developing the first usable ASST model. The plane seats 250 people, possesses a cruising range of 10,000 kilometers, and can fly from Tokyo to New York in roughly 4 hours. A considerable reduction from the current 14-hour trip, although the day trip to New York City is no longer a mere dream. To make this dream come true will require some serious cash. The current price of a one-way ticket to New York to Tokyo is 3,200,000 yen, or roughly $30,000. A round trip is double that. It's enough to make this old, expensive Concorde prices feel like pocket change in comparison. However, there appears to be no shortage of people desperately seeking tickets despite the high prices. The moment ASST flights were announced, New Ace Airlines phones began ringing off the hook with requests for tickets, causing the phone lines to become jammed. One NNA employee remarked that he hopes this company can keep going at this rate. A round-trip ticket to Concorde flight between London and New York costs between $9,000 to $13,000.
The supersonic passenger jet, ASST, which can attain speeds of over Mach 3, has been officially commissioned. As a result, the amount of time it takes to fly from Tokyo to New York has been shortened from 14 hours to just 4 hours.
I don't think we have that yet, but again, very interesting. Outro or introverts? This is kind of funny. It wasn't long ago the word introvert referred to someone who would spend most of their day cooped up in their room playing an online game. I mean, that's not true, but okay. But now, advances in mobile technology have given birth to a new type of introvert, known as the outdoor introverts, who play online games wherever they go. These introverts insist that they are healthier than their indoor counterparts because they spend more time outside, but their refusal to let go of their mobile devices, whether they're traveling to work or school, shopping, eating out, or even going on a date, is unnatural. One of these introverts, John Doe, a 20-year-old college student, says, "Nothing I do in the real world feels real. It's so much more satisfying to complete a quest with your friends together online." For them, online games are more than just entertainment. If anything, their mealtimes errands only serve as something to do in between game sessions. And now these people are outside being introverts like it's completely natural.
In the old days, when people thought of an online junkie, they envisioned someone locked in their room, glued to their computer 24 hours a day. But today, due to radical improvements in mobile devices, network games can be enjoyed outside and have given rise to a whole new breed of online junkies.
Some of this mirrors our world a little bit, not much. Death by gaming, a worldwide epidemic. Incidents of players dying from playing online games for too long are increasing around the world. In most cases, players die from heart failure due to extreme exhaustion after playing the game for over 30 hours straight. Good gravy. One college student was enjoying a game in an internet cafe when he suddenly collapsed. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The student was a well-known player in the online game The World, where he and was reportedly leveling up his character in preparation for the title match in the arena, an online series of gladiator-like events. There have been incidents of players dying from too much entertainment after losing an arena match. That was weird. Placing greater focus on the problem of online gaming addiction. Deleted data. So that's kind of happened a little bit with us too, but it's not as much anymore. Deleted data, ongoing grudges. Some people have said in a flash the world was gone. That was the previous game of this one. It's been 2 years since the largest online game ever, The World, with 20 million copies sold worldwide, was taken offline. It was rumored at the time CyberConnect Japan, referred to ZZ Corp, had a fire at their headquarters. As the extent of the damage caused by the fire, which wiped out all of the world's data, became increasingly apparent, CC Corp's leaders held a rather somber press conference. The game program, character data, and cyber data were all reduced to ashes, and what was left was drenched in water to use to put out the fire. This happened soon after a string of break-ins, which meant that the usage of Megafloat had just been stopped. All backup data was in the company headquarters. Online data, this was the original title screen, by the way, of, like it's a sword, and it's like the operating system from the previous 4 PS2 games. Online data has been recognized as property for many years now, but unlike antiques, jewelries, or other tangible objects, the moment data is damaged or disappears, it loses all of its worth forever. Even now, the voices of those seeking their lost property can be heard, and CC Corp refuses to budge from their unwavering attitude of, "It's gone, and it ain't coming back." Now, 2 years since the incident, there still appears to be no end to the discussions about online data, personal property, and protection, even with the imminent release of The World 2. That kind of has to deal with, like, when we're buying virtual things and games and stuff, and how it reveals, too, like, is it really yours? Because you paid for it. Tech news. The Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare announced today that according to the latest Japan census, the number of ambiguous families have surpassed 70% of the population. Ubiquitous is a Latin-based word meaning present everywhere. It refers to the third generation of computers. The first generation was mainframe, one computer per household. The second was the personal computer, one for each family member. In the current third generation, using a computer in daily life has become almost as natural as eating. We can connect to the internet without effort or even conscious thought of anywhere at any time. We're super close to that. Home electronics are now managed by personal home server. We're not there yet. And we're now able to watch over everything from the contents of our refrigerator to the temperature of our bathtubs. Again, close. Programming TV shows onto our HD recorders, yes. And even checking if our doors are proper, yes. From any terminal anywhere, including our cell phones. This we can actually do. Furthermore, progress made in the voice and handwriting recognition has opened up computers to a more active, flexible method of working, and users no longer ruled by a strict list of settings managed by a machine. While it comes to no surprise that most active members of the ubiquitous family are in their 20s, what is surprising is that the next largest group are made up of senior citizens. The ministry reports that the main reason for this is that the added simplicity of such connectivity allows the elderly in managing their homes. Alright, so that was everything from the front page. We're going to go to the next one. If I can remember how to do it. Oh, yeah, circle. So we already saw this about the nation, about the deleted data. Okay, CC Corp employee happy in new office. The new headquarters for CyberConnect Japan have been completed. The new building, designed with an avant-garde look and located next to a high-powered commercial area, is sure to become the next greatest landmark of the city center. The CyberConnect Museum, excuse me, located on the ground level, is open to the public, although one must apply for admission, and popular characters from its international mega hit The World will greet visitors personally, so that's kind of interesting. 2 years after the fire, employees are happy to be leaving their cramped temporary offices, moving back to their proper working environments. So it's showing you stuff. Users have also been eagerly anticipating the move in the hope that the newer, more interesting games will be made as a result. And then said fire broke out CC Corp headquarters in 2015, reportedly caused by a spark in an electric device. Several people were killed, many were injured. Let's watch the video.
After having suffered a huge fire in 2015, CyberConnect Japan's new home office has now been completed. Subsequent investigations determined that a spark from electrical equipment led to the blaze 2 years earlier, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries.
Another incident at CC Corp. Early this morning, 4 employees at CyberConnect Japan, hereafter referred to as CC Corp, suffered electric shocks while working to construct a company server and were promptly rushed to the hospital. All 4 are unconscious and in critical condition. CC Corp commented, "We're still searching for the cause of the tragic incident. Similar incidents occurred 7 years ago when a number of employees monitoring a server were rendered unconscious. At the time, CC Corp was severely admonished for its lack of safety protocols, and as a result introduced a TSN system into their headquarters, but accidents continue to occur. 2 years ago, CC Corp headquarters suffered a huge fire, which several other employees were killed. These constant accidents are prompting questions about the company's intentions regarding safety in the workplace. The Tri-Surveillance Network system, 3 different AIs are set inside of the company network to monitor it. It's designed to prevent information leaks, improper network usage, and company-wide system problems. Developed in 2010 by the International Electric General Technology Research Center." The dark side of the online generation. As soon as we called each other by our world names, I felt like something had gone far away, said one young culprits to his lawyer. It had been 2 months since the incident in which 3 young boys took over a school facility room. Currently, they live in separate rooms while undergoing a reform program. Only recently has one of the boys started to speak about what happened that day. Even now, they continue to inhabit a virtual reality, said source close to the boys. They don't like to talk about school, and when asked about their family and friends, they reply with only the most basic information possible. The only time their eyes sparkle is when talking about the world. When asked who was his best friend, one boy replies to a Western name. If one were to ask, or to then ask him if this name of his pen pal, his expression saddens and he responds, "I don't have any friends in real life." One thing these boys can be said to have in common in the fact that they have all completely removed themselves from the real world. They do not trust the real world. I told people online about my problems in real life. What's going on? Sorry. In real life, no one would care about them, but online, everybody cares. My online friends are all so nice. They worry about me, they give me advice. I just wish real life was like my life online. Although the discussion about the effects of the online gaming on young boys has been going on for years, public opinion has been moving against the games as more and more facts of this case come to light. These boys know of reality, yet they do not seem to understand it. What will they see when they return to the real world?
It was discovered that the 3 armed youths who were responsible for the recent school riot were devoted online gamers. Following this discovery, public criticism of online games increased sharply.
So this is something else that has come up in our world as well, where people have blamed video games. Someone's playing this, so this is the cause of it. There is a small bit of truth to this type of things, but mostly, no. I play games a lot. I don't go and do anything like this, and neither does a lot of people. So we talked about the space station. We talked about this. World meeting on a global warming. So this will be interesting to see how they talked about this. A meeting was held this week in Kazakhstan, Central Asia, about the greenhouse effect and cutting down greenhouse emissions such as CO2. Thanks to the progress made in the carbon dioxide processing technology, the amount of CO2 released last year was down to 10% of what it was in 1990. However, the problem of global warming has yet to be fully resolved due to the expanding energies needed of the former third world countries. And 5 Japanese to play in the Major League Baseball. This year marks the first time that 5 Japanese players will be playing in the MLB All-Star game, along with them 33-year-old Kuji Nagasugi. Among them, 33-year-old Kuji Nagasugi will be playing in the majors for the 4th consecutive year. currently holds second place for the most home run batted in the season with 20 home runs so far. Nagasuki commented in his blog saying that I'm very happy to have been chosen as an all-star again this year. I hope you look forward to my home run contest. I think that's happened in MLB. I can't remember. Some tech stuff. Let's see. Virtual academics officially begin. This will be interesting to read, especially with what's going on right now. Give me 1 second. I gotta take medicine. Okay, sorry about that. So let's take a look at this. Starting this year, a private high school in the city will begin offering virtual academic courses. For the last 2 years, the school has been conducting VAC, trials with physically disabled and hospitalized students. The process involves preparing a virtual classroom on a network which the students attend via the M2 displays. M2D displays, excuse me, I'm tired. Virtual avatars based on students' actual appearance are assembled using CG. Students are even able to look around the virtual window. Instead of merely granting high school graduate qualifications as most distance learning is provided, these systems' goals are to provide students with a real memory of school life. So we're not there at that point yet. And they're already acknowledging like online classes, so. New GPS systems widely used. New global positioning systems for cars that monitor real-time traffic information through a constant connection to the database of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transportation are now widespread practical use. New systems speak with the driver as naturally as a human and learn the driver's speech behavior patterns over time, enabling the system to understand set designations even when the driver refers to vague terms such as the usual place or work. Furthermore, the systems are equipped with highway-specific auto drive functions, allowing users to leave the driving entirely to the GPS system. So this has sort of happened. There is no, they've learned from what we say by this. We kind of can a little bit with certain programs and things. But there are self-driving cars right now. The Tesla will automatically drive somewhere, I think. I've seen it. And we still use GPS all the time. So, very close on this one. 50% of parents support microchips for children. Yikes. The belief that Japan was a safe society has long since been destroyed. Now a new study reveals that over 50% of parents want to have microchips embedded in their children's bodies to prevent them from getting lost or kidnapped. Currently, the safety chip from Horizon Inc. is being widely distributed. The chip size is less than half a grain of rice. By scanning the area it's embedded, it's usually within the neck. With a special scanner, all the information contained in the chip can be easily downloaded. The chip costs $115, and a monthly fee of $10 is required to access and manage the database. Once a chip is embedded, the embeddee can use it as they would a cell phone in order to get cash, buy groceries, enter passwords, and so on. However, the chip can also be used to look up personal history or criminal record and pinpoint the embodie's application using GPS technology. Furthermore, it's also possible to use this chip to pay for train tickets, highway tolls, and to send information to a computer or cell phone by pointing it towards them. Yikes. However, many people are strongly opposed, yeah I am, to implanting a chip into children who are unable to make their own decisions, calling parents who choose to do so egotistical and invasive. In response to those complaints, Horizon Inc. is developing a new model called Guard Bangle, which is a bracelet with a chip embedded in it, but this option leaves itself wide open to theft, defeating the purpose of having one for safety purposes. Many teenagers desire to have one of these chips implanted for the cool factor, but in a survey of children who have had these chips implanted, over 80% say they regret it. And it seems that these chips have a long way to go before they'll be accepted by society today. And last but not least, the art section. Player killers and players killed. Players known as PKers exist in online games. They are player killers and they play the game to defeat other players or characters. PKing also refers to the actual act of killing a player. The victims of PKers often lose experience points, in-game currency, and many of them have given up playing online games due to this shock. When asked, most PKers will say things like, if it's allowed in the game, then it's not against the rules. Everyone's got a different play styles. Everyone's got different playing styles. Or if you don't like it, go play a game that doesn't allow it. It is true that there are many online games that do not allow PKing. However, on the other hand, when considering that many players in non-PK games have far lower motivation to play than their PK counterparts, it becomes difficult to say whether PKers are good or bad for the game. One player had this to say: the PK problem will never go away unless the people controlling these characters change. Crimson versus Servers Down. Crimson versus Servers Down. Crimson Versus, the online popular card game run by CyberConnect Japan, remains offline 6 months after efforts to expand the servers conducted software updates. Crimson Versus played together with the world. Players make a custom deck out of hundreds of different cards and pit them against one another's decks online. One of the main problems with this type of online card game is the fact that none of the cards a player gains actually exist. They're all just data uploaded to a server. Therefore, during the long periods of downtime, such as the current one, players cannot use or even admire one's hard-earned collection. To that end, CyberConnect Japan has been flooded with requests for users to hurry up and resume the game's service. Fans of the game, ranging from elementary school to students to adults, are now eagerly awaiting the return of their favorite pastime. Alright, so this is what show the old news. That was what the news section looks like. And it gives a kind of a glimpse into the world that we're living in this game. We're going to go check the forums real quick. I won't read them all, because they're so long. Like, this was already long, but they're so long. So this is just for the game The World. I Miss R1 by Neomug. I Miss R1, but it's low things from... I miss the images, Genesis Corp headquarters, news hosted. Yeah. However, listen to see the old warm heart of me. Okay. So he just talked about he misses it. Someone says I miss it too. It's not that I hate this one. I just miss the old one, all the memories. Was R1 really that great? Is everyone exaggerating big? Graphically, this one looks way better. I admit that it's true, but how do I put it? That doesn't matter. It's just not the same. It's very interesting, the dialogue that they're putting into here. This is actually stuff that you see forums say. Like, because I play Final Fantasy XIV, and you'll see stuff like this. Like, I wish they'd do this, or I wish they'd do that. It's also interesting to see these names right here on the side. You will see them in the world. Especially Apple Star. For sure. And they're talking about their old character data and things like that. There should be a button. Okay, so show all. That's what I'm going to do. I heard a weird thing from my friend of mine, so I will read this because this is very important. Epitaph of Twilight. Is it really true that the world was created based on an epic poem, Epitaph of Twilight? Also, this is true. What is it? What is that on the official page? Does anyone here know anything about this? I believe this is true. CC Corp won't officially admit it, though. Well, that's the Epitaph of Twilight, right? I heard that the Epitaph of Twilight was a fantasy-styled story about a search for a dragon, but the main background story for the world is just about a bunch of guys fighting each other. I don't think that could be right. The previous version of the world was most definitely based around the poem. It said that the words written on the altar at Hull Grants are proof of that. With regards to World 2, the two event planners structured the game from scratch while incorporating the atmosphere of the world as much as possible. Excuse me, could you tell me more about your source? CC Corporation's e-zine, so this is how I think it is. Fragment, which was the very first version of this game, based on the Epitaph of Twilight, and then they released the World 1 based on the Epitaph of Twilight. The World 2, CC Corp's original scenario, partly based on the previous game. That e-zine has insider info from the designers. I figured it would be just mindless advertising. I underestimated them. Did you need to be a gold member of this something to receive this? Exactly, but you need to have $3 cash in your cyber wallet, so be careful. Wasn't there a guild that was collecting the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Keys? I wonder if the guild is still active. I don't hear anything about them anymore. This started to look more and more like a bad rumor board. That was the Twilight Brigade. Now that you mention it, I haven't heard anything about them lately either. They used to be so active too. I wonder what happened. Maybe they broke up. The guild itself is no longer around. It seems they just fell apart when their leader disappeared. So this is talking about Haseo's guild he was in. Ovan was the leader. Adali was in it along with a couple other people, including Saki, I think his name was. But I heard that their leader recently returned to the world. I guess the former members of the guild are starting to get active again too. I mistakenly used a rare serrated edge nickel coin I bought at an auction to buy a rice ball. Good evening. This is butt rice. Wow, really? I wonder if the rumor board is going to get busy again. If it gets to use like that, I'll be posting there to bring on the Twilight Brigade. Sorry for the new-like question, but what exactly is the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Key business? Forgive my presumptions, but let me try to explain. The Epitaph of Twilight is an epic poem that was posted on the internet for free. People say that the world of the World 1 is based on this, but CC Corp denies it. The person who wrote the poem is dead now, and you can no longer see the website where it is originally posted. The poem itself has been scattered as well. The Twilight Key, this legendary item that is said to grant the wishes of whoever is lucky enough to find it, lots of players have been looking for it ever since the days of Fragment. Despite the fact of extremely large number of people are looking for it, there are no reports of anyone having seen it. Lately, most people have started to think it might have just been another urban legend since the information is so vague. I hope the above is useful. Now you'll excuse me, I must be going. I don't know why you had to write that. So the Twilight Brigade is a guild dedicated to finding something that doesn't exist. That sounds kind of romantic. So that's very interesting. All that they've said so far is true. Where can I get an Olam shell? So, this is the reason why we read this, because we earned some buzzwords. Some words to use for our whatchamacallit. This is talking about PKing. Talking about whether they like it or not. Can I go faster? Yeah. So that's theirs. This is the card game one. I'm just going to quickly press this and then out. Press this and then out. Reading this stuff is very informative, though, a little bit. It talks about, again, the state of the people that play this and the kind of the world you're living in. So this is the news. This is the forums of the news, of people that are talking about it. They're talking about everything we just read and then people's thoughts and feelings on it. Yeah. And then the rumor board's actually very helpful. Looking for Tan. So, Tan is a guild that was based in Dot Hack roots. They used to do basically all types of shopping and things, and they were a huge guild. They disbanded. Yeah, so they talk about Tan here. It says here, in that case, I'd like to give some room. The other day, a friend of mine was PK'd. I never forgive them. I wanted to catch them so I can give them a good spanking. This is what I know about the PKers. They worked as a pair. One is a Blade Brandier, the other is an Edge Punisher. The Edge Punisher speaks strange. So this talks about the people that killed us in the beginning that we saw. The Forest of Pain. So this is a legendary quest, and I don't think you can do it. But it's actually how I think it's in the it's in the anime. What is this urban legend talking about? I heard before. Seeing the factor. Please. What? Sometimes stuff will get posted here. Things about the game. Okay, so this deals with the first game. I tried collecting up the latest rumors. If you're interested, here they are. Number 1, the little girl in the hall, the tuning fork, and Tri-Edge. If you go to Holzgrand's Cathedral at 12 a.m. exactly, you will hear a girl crying. Those who hear this girl will fall into a coma after a week, but apparently if you talk to 5 people within the week, they'll be separated from the coma. All these rumors are a girl wearing something like a white nightgown, sometimes before you realize. So, this girl there's a statue of her in the very first games. She did become alive, and she helps the players in the first games. She didn't put people in comas, though. The tuning fork. If you hear a sound like a tuning fork, go bung, you will fall into a coma. Of course, if this were true, I doubt anyone would hear the sound to begin with. So this sound is also true. It's in the first games, and it's in this game, too. It's when something's happening, like a hacking or something's going wrong, or it's just that, like, it's the sound of someone just changing what's going on. And Tri-Edge. People who come across a triple-clawed twin blade in the game, of course, fall into a coma in real life. These people also gained a triangular-shaped wound while in the coma, I've heard stories along these lines. So the design in the hall with the big triangle is what they're talking about. This is supposed to be Tri-Edge, and that's the rumor on that. Some kind of rules. Okay, so this one's actually fun. I like this one. This is like the art page. And you go here and you just look, and people draw stuff, and you click it, and then you bring it back, and it's downloaded. And so this guy drew his character or whatever. So there's 2 of these here. So I'm going to look at these. So she drew her character. That's pretty fun. And then they talk about, hey, it looks great. Oh, I'm in Moontree. These drew their friends. So that's pretty fun. And this is a Chim, which we'll get to see soon. I should just exit out that and go look. Okay. Actually, I need to make sure. Because I pressed it too quick. I don't think there is any more art in here. Okay. So this is cool. Hold on. This is a picture of my character, and they're talking about him. Like, hey, he saved us or something. And then someone else will draw a picture of him. He looks like an alien. And then someone else drew a picture of this guy, which is Wiseman. Or no, his name is... we're going to learn who he is soon. I'm trying to remember who he is. I know who he really is. Some of the people that are playing this game are from the first game, and they have new characters, but they're still Chim Soccer, so that's fun. Yeah, so there's no real reason to look at that. And there's a couple here. It's like, this looks beautiful. It's like Thomas to join and stuff like that, and join their adventure. So the purpose of this is, like, you can download these things, and then you can, like, this guy's putting his character. It's me, I'm the red-eyed something. Like, that's a pretty picture. And you'll actually get to see these people, and they kind of look like their characters, so it's really fun. But anyway, that was all of the pictures, and then what you can do is, after you've downloaded them, you can then go over here and change your background to any of, these are the default pictures, but, and then to any of the pictures that you received. So I'll probably go maybe this. I wish I could turn this music off. It gets annoying after a while, but you can change the music too. So we'll look at the movies real quick. So we're missing some. And all we have is the title one. Oh, the title demo. Let's take a look at this. I don't remember this. I think this was the trailer for the game. So it's giving you different names of what GU means. Genetics unknown, genocide, guilty. Yeah, this was a big, like, fans were like, what the heck is this? And it was so cool, so. Alright, let's, can also save here, too, so we'll save real quick. And with that, I think we'll stop for now. It's been like an hour and 30 minutes, and I've been talking the whole time. But I'm glad if you watch the video. I enjoy playing this game, even though it is kind of long and it gets a little whatever, but I still enjoy this. So check back with me next time as we continue to find out what's going on with Hiseo and his adventure. See you later.